Hello, welcome to my channel, Doll Talks from a Short Lady. This is the second video on how to write a formal report, and in this video, I'm going to be looking at the prefatory part of a long book format report. Now, the prefatory part is also known as the front matter, but before I get into more details, first I would like to show the structure of a report, and it can be compared to a burger. The front matter is similar to the upper half of the burger bun. The main body of the report can be compared to the patty inside, and the back matter can be compared to the bottom half of the bun. Now, the front matter is cosmetic in nature. The main body is the heart of the report. The back matter again is cosmetic in nature. By which I mean that even if you skip reading the front matter and the back matter, you can still understand the entire report just by looking at the main body. So, what does a long report look like? It has three distinct sections, starting with the front matter. It is also known as the prefatory part and should remind you of the word preface. This part prepares the reader and gives them a fair grounding about the coverage of the actual report. In the middle comes the main body. This is the core part of the report, and it ends with the back matter, which is also known as the appended part. The word appended should remind you of the vestigial organ, the appendix. Whether it is there in the body or it is removed, the body can function well without it. In this session, I'll be looking at only the prefatory part, starting with the title fly. Now, the title fly has the title of the report. Here you can get creative. You can use pictures on the title fly if you want to. You can also make it colorful. When you print a hard copy, the title fly is generally printed on thicker quality paper, just like the cover of any book or a paperback. The second component of the prefatory part is the title page. The title page contains the title of the report written in big bold font. It also talks about the people for whom you have prepared the report. Then you need to mention the people who have prepared this report. You need to name the organization and place the logo of the organization of which you are a part of. And lastly, you must also mention the date of submission of the report. Here, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that the page numbering of the report starts from this page onwards. The fifth component of the prefatory part is the table of contents. Please mention all the parts of the report starting from page 1. You will notice that the table of contents is also a part of the table of contents. Next, mention the page numbers on the right-hand side, as you can see here in the example. You will note that the front matter gets Roman numbering, as you can see here, and the body of the report gets Arabic numbering. You can see an example here. Maintain the numbering classification. For example, if the first chapter is number 1, then the subsections in the first chapter should be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. In case you have subsections, for example, here in chapter 2, under 2.2, there are 4 more subsections. Now the numbering starts with 2.2.1, 2.2.2. In case you have further subsections, do not use any more decimated numbers. You simply use bullet points. Continuing with the table of contents, in case you have subsections, you need to tab it once inside. Here is an example. It is tabbed here. You can see. In case you have subsections, you need to double tab it inside. For the list of reference, you need to use the APA style. I'll talk more in details about the APA style in the fourth and last video on this topic. While writing the headings, you must use the title case, by which I mean that the first letter of every word has to be in capitals, except for prepositions, conjunctions, and articles. As you can see here, O is in small, T is in small. Lastly, you need to insert the page numbers at the bottom. Do not forget to continue doing that. The sixth component of the prefatory part is the list of illustrations. Now, the list of illustrations comes into picture when you have more than 10 images in your report. So, use the title case for all captions. Use the word figure in case you are posting any pictures. You can see an example here. In case you're using any matrix, you have to label it as a table. And if you're using any graphs, then you label it as charts. I have given examples of a table here, and I've also given examples of charts. The numbering of these figures, charts, or tables follow a simple logic. For example, you want to label the first picture of chapter 1, then you need to label it as figure 1.1. In case you want to label the third picture of chapter 2, you label it as figure 2.3 and so forth. The last component of the prefatory part is the executive summary. The executive summary is always a single paragraph, and you can compose it very simply by answering 3 questions. Why did you prepare this report? How did you go about preparing it? And what did you find? So I will go ahead and read this sample executive summary. Why? The purpose of the survey report was to look into the attitude of the Indian people towards the idea of men wearing makeup and cross-dressing in public. The main effort was to find out if the Indians have become more tolerant and accepting towards this rapidly changing scenario of men's fashion in the 21st century. Now, you go about telling how you prepared this report. Towards this, a Likert scale-based survey questionnaire was prepared and circulated online to 1,000 subjects across demographics for all over India. Next, you're going to talk about what did you find. Upon statistical analysis of the first-hand data collected, it was found that India is still not very open and accepting towards the idea of men dressing unconventionally and wearing makeup in public. Though the younger generation is slowly warming up to this open expression of individuality and freedom by men, it will take India a few more years, perhaps, to really accept this as a regular feature of the 21st century. You will notice that no personal pronouns are used, and please do not use the words here I have included in red. This is just for reference. The reason it is called an executive summary is because the average manager might be very busy and might have to read through 10 or 15 reports a day. He or she might not find the time to read the entire report, so the executive summary is prepared by keeping these people in mind. The executive summary is actually the entire report in a nutshell. With that, I come to the end of this session. For more videos on this topic, please refer to the description box below. The name of my channel is Tall Talks from a Short Lady. And with that, I will say thank you and bye.